Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're in the F-18 Hornet. We're taking on an F-15 and we're carrying 2 AMRAAMs. As you can see, there's one there and obviously one on the other wing there, and 2 Sidewinders. Those are the 9Ms. And what we're going to do is fight an F-15, and we're going to see if we can beat him with 2 AMRAAMs. He's got the same loadout we do, 2 AMRAAMs, 2 Sidewinders, and we're going to kind of experiment with the idea of what happens when BVR doesn't end the fight, and sometimes you merge. I think that's a big reason why a lot of pilots in real life today still practice dogfighting. Not like before, obviously, with just guns and stuff, but they do practice the Fox 2 fights and stuff like that because the possibility of a merge is still very real. There's a lot of things that can happen. So we're going to see what happens today. I'm at a disadvantage when it comes to the BVR fight, but if I can merge, I have an advantage. I'm better than him in a dogfight, but he's better than me in BVR. So we're gonna try to survive this engagement here. We are 30 miles and Fox 3, and we are diving now. And we are very close to the Mars, so I got to do an aggressive defense here. I can offset for like 5 miles in a dive, and 25 miles. I think we got to go cold here because we don't want to get hit by that missile. And we're going to defend, drag the missile down to the dense air, go cold. Still no missile warning because it's probably not Pitbull yet.
Altitude.
And so we're just going to go cold and do a little loop here. And I'm just trying to bleed him of his 2 AMRAAMs so that I can merge with him. Okay, coming around now for the recommit. And I have him on radar there. Go ahead and try to lock him. Oh. Okay, he just faded off radar. That missile warning, that's his first AMRAAM. I'm not too worried about it. It's probably low on energy. Watch as I offset to the left a little. Missile doesn't follow. We'll go right. And the missile should shift onto my left side, which means that missile's pretty much dead on energy. But unfortunately, I can't pick him up on radar, which is a serious problem here. He's going to get a free AMRAAM shot at me, essentially, here, if I can't pick him up quickly. Oh, shit. Okay, he's got me locked, and I don't know how far he is, so this is a serious problem. Alright, we're off cold. It's our only chance. Stay low, go cold. I don't often find myself in this situation where I don't know how far the guy was when he shot at me. So I'm just going to go ahead and stay cold for a longer amount of time and just pray to God that that missile doesn't hit me. And it looks like it's off. And I think I see him. I saw a little dot there. Let's see if the bore sight. Yep. Okay, Fox 3 and we're off cold. Alright, so I've fired my AMRAAM at him. I can't see him there. He's fired both of his, I've fired mine. So we are both down to just Sidewinders here. And I think he beat my AMRAAM, which is very interesting. And if he does the courtesy of not shooting at the merge, I won't shoot either. Okay, and we're merged. And it looks like we're going one circle. Lock him up, Fox 3, and I'm pre-flaring. Okay, his missile missed. My missile missed. I'm super slow here, so we're going to dump the nose. Looks like we're going into a 2-circle here on the deck. And this is where I have the high AOA capabilities. to pull the nose around.
Flight controls.
And I hope he doesn't see this Fox 2 launch, because that thing's tracking nicely. Splash 1. Nice. Whew. That almost went to a gunfight, because that was my last missile. He's dead, right? Yeah, he just broke up. Yeah. Alright, Splash 1 Bandit. Alright guys, let's do our Tacview review. Fast forward a little bit. Nope. Fast forward a little bit to the launch. So we're at 32 miles, 34,000 feet, Mach 1.05 or 1.03. That missile comes off the rail. Very dangerous. Not very dangerous, I guess. Medium probability of kill here. High probability if I didn't dive, right? I fire at about 30 miles and I start diving. You can see his missile lofts, mine does not. It's also because he pointed his nose up when he fired it. So his missile is gonna go ahead and loft. It's gonna go into much thinner air and on the way down. Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's look at my missile. So you can see the AMRAAM, I broke lock on this AMRAAM fairly early, but it still managed to, you know, find its target. So you don't need to guide the AMRAAM all the way in. You can actually break lock around 20 to 25 miles or so, 30 miles. I would say no more than 30 miles because then they'll go stupid. So that missile takes a while coming to me and, you know, I just crank it out. No big deal. And so right here, this is where I was looking for that second lock and I couldn't find him. I think I was scanning too low. I was expecting him to be lower than he was. He was fairly high altitude. So he fires the missile first. Luckily, I'm only 8 miles, which is still really dangerous because he's got an altitude advantage and, you know, probably a speed advantage. Yeah, Mach 1.1. And so I just start defending. Very lucky to be outside the MAR, or like right on the cusp of the MAR. And you can see that missile actually doesn't do a horrible job trying to get to me. And this is when I saw the little dot off in the distance and I wasn't sure, but I pointed the helmet mounted sight to it and it locked him up. So I was like, okay, that was a little lucky, not gonna lie. He was kind of hidden in the terrain a little bit. And this is a 5-mile AMRAAM launch right here, right? Now, one thing I want to talk about in regards to this, because we're so close inside the MAR, we've talked about this in another video, but we'll talk about it again. It is a high off-bore sight AMRAAM launch, okay? At this distance, the AMRAAM has more than enough energy to get to the target. That will not be a problem. So it can do a turn for you. It'll bleed energy in the turn, but it still will have plenty of energy to hit the target. And this actually allows you to turn cold faster because you don't have to point your nose at him, right? So that's what happens here. Fox 3, AMRAAM takes off, and I go cold. Now, I was talking to Shotgun after this fight, and he told me that he was accidentally hitting the flares. And he actually barrel rolls the missile and defeats it. Now, he's very lucky because those flares are not effective against a radar-guided missile. But he defeats the missile by barrel rolling it. And let's have a look at this through the missiles perspective. So this is, missiles don't have HUDs, but just pretend that this is the eyes of the missile. And we'll turn off the labels. And so you can see it's got him perfectly. And it's leading, and it's getting confused, and it's gone. So the barrel roll really confused the missile. It didn't know where to pull the lead, which is kind of interesting. Very, very strange. One more time. Bring it back. So this is me off the rail AMRAAM. Turns onto him, sees him perfectly. He's tracking perfectly right up to here, and then just can't see any more than that. So it's weird. It's a weird, I mean, it's a lucky survival for Shotgun here. And so prior to the fight, we had an agreement where, hey, if a merge happens, let's try not to shoot each other, fight to the death kind of thing, but like let's do a proper merge. However, you know, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you know, you take a head-on shot. This is one of the reasons why we don't shoot in the merge videos anyway either, is because it would be a stupid video if, you know, missile gets launched, and we both die, or one of us dies. No fight actually ensues. So I had said that, hey, if we can, if there's a way for us, if the merge is head-on, you know, try not to shoot. If you realize it's head-on, don't shoot. Don't do a Fox 2 launch. We'll merge, and we'll do a proper merge. And so luckily both of us realize that this is a head-on. He drops some flares, precautionary. I drop a couple. And the fact is that if we're both not in burner, and we both drop some flares, and one of us does fire a Sidewinder by mistake, it should have a fairly low probability of hitting the target. Just because it's a front aspect, burners are off and flares are out, you should be okay. So the merge right there, and so you can see we're both going for the one circle. Okay, as explained in the video, I am better in the one circle than he is. The Hornet is going to win the one circle, but that being said, he needs to jam the WES and make sure that I can't fire a missile at him. The only way to do that is to go for the one circle here. So here's what he does. He goes for the one circle, a little bit of lag here, and both of us merge, and you know, fairly high rates of speed. I was 400 something, closer to 500 I think, and he was fairly fast too, so we both used a little bit of vertical here. And you can see range is 3,000 feet, and 3,000 feet is fairly close, but not enough for the Sidewinders to track. So this WES is jammed. That's what that means. When we're close to each other like this, the missiles have a minimum range at which they'll work. So when you're jamming that WES, the missiles don't track, and you end up with 2 dead missiles. And so at this point, there's a mistake here where he goes for the 2 circle instead of reversing the turn and turning into me to continue to, you know, jam the WES. And because what happens there is he actually allows an increased amount of separation, and I have the AOA advantage. I can pull more AOA than him, which means in this 2 circle fight, I can pull hard and pull the nose around and get a Fox 2 shot before he can. And that's exactly what I go for here. We'll turn off. Actually, no, let's leave it on. You can see turn rate 19. He's only getting 12, 20, 21. You know, and here we go. I am nose on bandit, and he is nowhere near nose on, right? And you can see the separation is 5,700 feet, significantly more than the 3,000 from the 1 circle, right? And even at the furthest point of the 2 circle right here, you can see it's almost as far as 1.1 nautical miles. So the 2 circle results in a larger separation and allows for those missile launches and successful guidance of those missiles. Fox 2 comes off the rail. I don't know if he didn't see it or if he was out of flares, but that missile hits him square in the face. Splash 1. Okay guys, so that's going to be the video for today. Thank you for watching, and a big thank you to Shotgun for helping out with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.